All month long, we are celebrating extraordinary women, and today you're about to meet one of the most influential people in fashion.
Yeah, Jenna Lyons was the creative force behind one of America's biggest fashion brands, but she wasn't always a style superstar. Let's take a look at her story.
Feeling good about yourself, whether it be visually and or internally, can really make a difference in the way that you move through the world, and it can help your confidence.
Jenna Lyons understands the transformative power of looking good and feeling good. While growing up in Palos Verdes, California, she often felt on the outside.
I was unusually awkward as a little girl. I had a genetic disorder, and so I was not very comfortable in my own skin.
As a young teen, Jenna learned how to sew, and thanks to a skirt she designed herself, she unlocked her superpower.
Darlene Patterson, who was in my 7th grade social studies class, said, "I love your skirt. Where did you get that?" And it was the first positive feedback I'd had about the way I looked. And that was really life-changing for me. And that Christmas, I got a sewing machine and a subscription to Vogue, and off to the races.
That awkward girl who loved to make clothes grew up to be the president and executive creative director at J. Crew. In these roles, she led its transition from a mail-order catalog company to a fashion powerhouse.
I remember the very first time I saw the work that the team and I had worked on in person in a grand scale, and that was really standing in the airport. And I looked around and I could not believe how many people were wearing a double cloth coat, a stadium cloth coat. It was incredible. And I think to see people make the decision to spend their hard-earned money on something that I had been a part of was so rewarding.
Even former First Lady Michelle Obama was wearing J. Crew.
This is a J. Crew ensemble.
When Michelle Obama went on The Tonight Show and talked specifically about the fact that she was not only wearing J. Crew, but she bought it herself, I think that really touched people. It made them feel connected to her. It's really hard to put into words the level of pride and excitement myself and the entire team had at that moment.
Jenna stayed with J. Crew for 27 years, departing in 2017.
I think I got to a point where I wasn't sure how much more I was going to be able to do. There was definitely a period after I left where I felt I more than lost. It was hard to figure out who I was. Did I have anything to bring to the table? Was I interesting? Was it just because they cared about J. Crew? It took me a long time to actually come out of it to the point where I was ready and willing to do something.
Now, in this new chapter, Jenna is branching out, starring in our own HBO series, Stylish, with Jenna Lyons.
We are going to help them figure out their own style.
She's also partnering with Roland Hill to create a furniture line, and she's even launched her own beauty company called Love Scene.
Interestingly enough, all of the things that I'm doing now have been really informed by my previous jobs. It's just all my stuff now. Oh my God, that's so sweet. Okay.
Despite all her experience, she continues to search for ways to be a better leader.
Open communication and understanding what is going on in your team is critical. And listen, I'm saying this like I have it down. I do not. It's not easy, but it is the key to a happy group. I used to measure success by, corner office, bonus, salary. And while those things are important, I feel a lot happier now. I realize that I actually stop and breathe now. I wake up and everything I touch is creative, and that feels great.
And we are so thrilled because Jenna Lyons is here with us now. And I love how you said that transition was kind of scary for you.
Scary is an understatement.
Yeah.
It was downright terrifying. I think I didn't realize how much I'd connected myself and my entire being to my job. And when I left, I didn't really know who I was. It was a very dark time.
It's what you turned the beat around, and as I'm looking at you, it's so funny because I think most people look for their job title or the office or, like you said, the paycheck. But if you ask yourself, when was I my happiest? How does this rank where you are now in terms of your happiness quotient?
I mean, I think I'm at a 10 versus, by the time I left, my entire role was really managing people. And while that is important, I was never trained for it, and it's not that creative. And when you get a really big team, I lost connection to all the stuff I loved. So now, I wake up in the morning, I'm either looking at swatches, looking at models, looking at lashes, and that's incredible. And
we're wearing your lashes, by the way. They're quite comfortable. She never wears lashes.
I never do, because never.
I didn't either, but I wanted to create Love Scene for that very reason, is I couldn't find anything in the market that looked good on me. They were all a little bit
a little bit, a little too much.
A little too much. And also, they were fine in a picture, and then you walk outside, and it's like,
yes.
like
just briefly, I got to meet you. I was such a fan of yours. I still am. And you really changed what leadership looks like.
Thank you.
What for any person out there that has, even in their own home, what's your advice?
I mean, I think the thing that I've realized, and I learned very quickly, and particularly during this pandemic, is like the culture that you set every day, the way that you walk into a room. There's a book called The Happiness Advantage that really talks about this. Your presence has an impact on everyone around you. And if you're in a bad mood, like take yourself out, like step out for a second.
Yes.
It really does have an impact. And I think I didn't realize how much my mood, my situation, what I was going through impacted everyone around me. And I do think being really connected to that, launching Love Scene during a pandemic.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
But you did it. You know what? Jenna's going to stick around because I think every woman needs to have 3 staples in their closet for the springtime. Good. You're going to tell us what those are.
Yes,
and
we
how
follow
we can apply
you. We do what you do right after this.
Great.
Oh, beautiful.